What's going on? It's the RapNerd, and I had to come straight to YouTube to just dump my thoughts about Kendrick Lamar's halftime show for the Super Bowl. Thought it was incredible for mad reasons that I really want to get into because he did so much in that 15-minute set that I think it's going to take a lot of rewatches and breaking down of what we saw to really understand it. I watched it a second time a minute ago just to kind of get my thoughts together to pretty much bring everything that I was thinking I saw and being able to put it in words, and I now can kind of talk about it. So first of all, we got to talk about the elephant in the room, the fact that he performed not like us and teased it the entire time. Even when he got to that point when he was like, I want to perform that record, but I know they sue. And then he just smiled into the camera. This is insane and like nothing we have ever seen before. This is hip hop history. Kendrick performed a diss record at the Super Bowl halftime show. Had the whole crowd screaming A minor. That is insane. Good grief. Didn't slide by a little, and not only did he do not like us, he was throwing shots the entire time. You know, what did he say at the beginning? Revolution will be televised. You picked the right time, but you picked the wrong guy. Like, it was just blatant, just smack, smack, smack. And then it ended with the lights in the crowd saying game over. This is extremely petty, and I'm here for it. I keep going back to a video that I had when the beef was going on last year, and I said Drake really barked up the wrong tree. Matter of fact, I think it was when he dropped the tailor-made freestyle, and I reacted to it. Either that freestyle or the video after, just talking about the whole beef in general and the hip-hop war. I was like, I think Drake really is messing himself up because he's getting himself into something that he shouldn't be getting himself into. If I was Drake, I wouldn't have responded straight up. It would have just been a subliminal shot here and there, and I would have just kept it like that. But I feel like getting in a sparring match with Kendrick is a lose-lose either way because he's not going to win. Drake has too many layers to peel back. And on top of that, the one thing, again, he didn't think about, when you go into a battle with somebody, you have to be prepared and understand the opponent that you're going after. He knows that Kendrick is a music darling of hip hop across the world. Like, the dude won a Pulitzer Prize. Who else is winning a Pulitzer Prize in rap? And the reason I know he knows this is because he says in Family Matters, Kendrick just opened his mouth. Somebody bringing a Grammy right now. He knows that the world looks at Kendrick in this particular light. So when you get into a beef with this guy, you have to realize, like, because he is a media and music darling, there are strings that can be pulled in his favor, as they have been. Like, this whole Super Bowl thing has been in Kendrick's favor because he is the people's champion, and Drake, you knew that, and that's why this in a predicament you're in and got dissed on the biggest stage in America. And now this is going to be hip-hop history and something that Drake's going to have to live with forever, but he chose violence, and that's what he got. I love the sinister smile when he goes, say Drake, and he just seems smiling like, I hear you like I'm young. This is insane. Never ever in my life have I seen this before, man. It's ridiculous. But I just wanted to get the violence out of the way because I know that's the biggest thing that people are going to talk about. But the show itself is incredible. I wanted to get more into that and just how much of a creative genius Kendrick really is. And he definitely is in the conversation for GOAT talk when it comes to hip hop. If he hasn't already, I feel like this solidified because of what he does with the show. Like, to me, Kendrick, even though he's not my favorite rapper, he's one of them, but I still have others that I put above him. But Kendrick is the culture. Like, if somebody were to ever ask me, like, what's the hip hop artist I should listen to, I would automatically say Kendrick, because he is a great representation of what hip hop is now, because he embraces all sides of it. The ignorance, you know, with GNX, there are a lot of records on there that he even performed, you know, the Peekaboo, and I think, did he do Say Now? Whichever ones. I know he did Squabble Up, but you have that side of hip hop that is that leaning into the culture, even if some of the lyrics are ignorant or whatever it is, but it's the duality of him doing a little bit of The Man in the Garden to show the introspective side of what rap is and how poetic it can be. And all of this is done with a creative skill set to show that hip hop is more than just you know what many people perceive it as. Like, you can never talk bad about rap in any way, format, or throw like this big old blanket over it, because Kendrick exists in the mainstream. He's a guy you can always point at and be like, nah, you can't say that because Kendrick exists. If you don't know anybody else, you know, excuse me, you know Kendrick is the top of hip hop. I feel like he's knocked Drake out of that spot, so he's the top guy for people to look at, and this just solidifies that. So I say all that to say that's what this show is about, and I love it. It's the duality of blackness in his art form, or what it means to be successful as a black person in any business. And the fact that he had the Samuel L. Jackson narrating it and being the voice of America, like Uncle Sam, you know, it's the government, right? And how he is so ashamed of Kendrick and just saying like, you are too ghetto. And the fact that he starts with these certain records, you know, he starts with the choosing violence pretty much in the records. I mean, he performed part of Euphoria, which I feel like is insane for him to perform. That's crazy. And, you know, as the story keeps going, Sam is like, you lost your damn mind. You are down a point because you need to get the game tight and get your shit together. And then he kind of goes into the more melodic, softer toned commercial records, you know, like that record he had with SZA, I believe it's called Luther. And then from that point, it goes right into All of the Stars, both being really commercial hits. No, excuse me. It goes from Luther, or I forgot the sequencing, but I know it's Luther. All the Lights was last in that little commercial set, and then Humble was in the middle. And those are all really commercial records that are hit records, but don't speak to, you know, the quote unquote ghetto side as much as other records. And I love that after he performed this record, Sam was like, see, now you're getting it. You want to go far. This is what America likes. They want to hear this from you, but not the other stuff. And I just love that duality of Kendrick being able to present that, because he's always been that way. And he's somebody I always can count on for that. Whenever he drops, I know the game stops to look at what he's doing. And I'm just so happy at somebody like him, who is so thoughtful and culturally impactful with everything that he does. I absolutely love that about him. And it's why he's one of my favorites and always has been. So I love that he gets there, and then in the midst of Sam going like, now you're on the right track, you hear that dun, 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 and he goes into performing Not Like Us, and then ending it with Turn the TV Off, which is just, I was waiting for him to perform, and I'm so happy he did. I said that if he performed it, this shit is gonna go off in the stadium. This is a record that if he comes to Atlanta or somewhere that I can go to close by, I'm going to see it for that song alone, because I absolutely love TV Off. It's probably been one of my top 10 records, period. So I think the structuring from a story standpoint was just fantastic. And then the fact that he had people dressed in red, white, and blue, you know, with America, and you had some people with black fists, some people throwing up B's and C's, and how he had it sequenced with the American flag as he was performing Humble, I believe. It's just, this is grade A creative shit. And then when the camera pans back, you can actually see, it's like the controls for a PlayStation. You have a square, circle, triangle, and I think it's the plus sign for the up and down motion. And in the you know, I think in the middle was the circle, you know, with the like the analog sticks. And I feel like that is just a different level of creativity that we don't see on full display with any other rapper. Nobody else has done anything on that level, honestly. Like, Kendrick is doing and has done a lot of things that I have never seen done in my 36 years of living, ever. And even when I go back before I knew about hip hop, nobody still does the things on his level. And that's not, you know, knock anybody, but I just think that goes into just how calculated and creative this guy is. He's just, it's honestly just wild to me that he's able to operate on such a high field. Like, he's not even on planet Earth with us watching. And I just found this show to be super incredible and impactful, and it made me happy. It's just so great whenever I see black artists in any field, you know, perform and deliver at such a high level and keep it unapologetically black. I fucking love that to death. And you know, me being a rap nerd and seeing him do that, I was literally wanted to stand up and do a standing ovation for just delivering something so incredible to the world, for people to watch and for people to study. Because I know in about a day or two, I can imagine that there are going to be people who go crazy with unpacking everything visually and the words of what Kendrick is saying, and they're going to take it further than what I'm going to take it. But I'm just using this as how it hit me. I feel like for me, whenever I talk about things, it's about my experience with it, opposed to trying to dig for the, you know, the gems and treasures there, which I do as I rewatch things and re-listen to things. I think that that's dope and what makes art, because, you know, you go on a journey of rediscovering as you peel the layers back and revisit things. But I'm just giving my first experience and reaction to it because I thought it was a phenomenal show. So let me know in the comments, what did you think about the show? Did you find it to be dope? What was your favorite part? Did you like the violence more that he chose, or did you like the whole overarching story? Just let me know. And if you are a fan of this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, thank you. And until next time, peace.
RapNerd Productions, no capping, that's word to mommy. Instead of banking on it, now rapping is just a hobby.